I am. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody, it looks like I am live. I'm live right now on Facebook and on YouTube and also on TikTok. So, TikTok, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have this amazing shadow work journal that is available for you in my TikTok shop. It is a guide to integrate and transcend your shadows. If anybody wants to have it also on all the other platforms, that's what it is. And so I just got it and I'm so super excited to dig in. I cannot wait. It also has an intention statement in the front of it so that you can be accountable, a declaration of intent, which you see I've already put my name in. I just need to fill in the rest of the stuff. So, anyway, you can grab that in my TikTok shop, y'all. If you are um, working on your shadows, if that is a thing for you, because that is something. So as you come in, make sure that you are tapping that screen for me, and then also go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You'll see it in the link in the bio because I need more watch hours so I can monetize my YouTube, y'all. So anyway, this is Sunday service with the Morrisons. And as you can see, Mr. Morrison is not here. He had to go to work, and we just did not have time to get that thing in before he went because he was on. I think this is his Friday, and so he's already worked a bunch of days. So now, so he didn't get to come in. And you know what? I hate that because I really do enjoy doing that show with him. But the show must go on. So tonight I am doing this show. Um, we can talk about so many different things. If you come in and there's something that you want to talk about, we always try to talk and share about love because we know that love is the principal thing. And the thing about it is, everybody needs that. We all need love. I don't care what you say. We all need love. And you might not need it in your house, or you might not want it every day. It's up to you. But we all need love. And so, I want to talk a little bit about the children. I want to talk about the children because there are so many things going on with that as far as uh, it looks like they want to put a label on every child for everything. And I don't really understand it or agree with it because children are different. All children are different. Even if you had 10 children, they're not all the same. If it was the same mom or the same daddy, they're still all different. They all have different personalities. They have different everything. And so, what I've noticed is that these days, things that used to be normal, things that kids did, activities that children do, now they want to put a label on them and they want to give them pills to stop it. And so a lot of times what I see is that they pick up and everything, every little quirk or something like that a child does. Children are all different. They all respond to things differently. They all react to things differently. Like I said, you could have the same children, with the same parents in the house, and they all react differently. And so what I noticed too is like even with kids that in the system and stuff, it's like they want to get them in the system even earlier. So like even things like I remember when I was a kid, I remember this boy came up to me and he kissed me on my cheek. Yeah, I think I was about in fifth grade. He kissed me on my cheek because he liked me, because that's what boys do sometimes. And so I remember I slapped him so hard. I slapped him so hard, so we didn't have that problem. But nowadays they would be trying to put him in, in kiddie prison for, sexual assault or some crap like that. And that was just normal things that we did. Boys sometimes would hit you and stuff if they liked you and different things like that when we were kids. But now they put all kind of labels on them. They would say that they're sexually deviant or some kind of crazy shit. But it's crazy, and I just don't get it, and I do not condone it, and I don't understand it, and I'm so grateful that I don't have little kids to deal with that now. Because I mean, little things, you tag somebody like a child. Some kids have been prone to stealing. They go and just take a candy or something out the store. you chastise them. You let them know that that's not right and all that kind of stuff. But you don't put them in prison, and you don't give them a record at 9 years old. And that's just wrong. It's something the hell wrong with that. We got to get away from that. We put them in prison and give them a label. The next thing they go to kiddie prison and they learn how to be big criminals. And next thing you know, their whole life is messed up because of some crap they did when they were 8, 9, 10 years old or something like that. I mean, why would you even want to justify doing that to a child and ruining their life at that age? But that is something that's happening, y'all. And I want y'all to pay attention, especially if you have young kids at home. Now, I don't, but that still bothers me, because I have a young grandchild and I have grandchildren, and I plan, hopefully, they'll have some more. A couple of them aren't have yet to have kids yet. So, I think about their kids, all of a sudden now, oh, they got this label and that label, because not only are they autistic and, they are Asperger's and all these other different things that they've come up with to put labels on our kids. And, and they do it so much to children of color, and I got to put that out there because I know that's real, because I've seen it. They tried to do that with my oldest. They wanted me to put her on Ritalin. And I totally, completely refused, because I told those people that I teach my children to say no to drugs. What do I look like making her take a pill every day because you don't like the way she's acting, or because you feel like there's issues with her? And then it wasn't even what was I going to say? It wasn't even a doctor. It was teachers. And I told one of them, I said, when you get your medical degree, then maybe you could come and talk to me about this. Maybe that's a thing, but I'm not doing that. I was like, because I'm not putting my child on drugs. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. It's crazy, but this is what's happening now. It's like every time you turn around, any little thing that a child does, they want to put a label on them, put a diagnosis on them, and all this stuff. And I don't agree with it. I really, really think that, we need to do something different with that, but I do understand the agenda behind it, because if you can put little kids, especially little black kids, and start them off in juvenile and send them there. And then next thing you know, they'll graduate to be in big boy, big girl prison or whatever. Then, you've successfully destroyed a family, of course. Yes, ADAS. That's what I'm saying. That's what I went through with my oldest. They kept telling me they wanted me to put her on Ritalin, but you know what? I refused to do it. And that girl, I mean, she's quirky, but I didn't want her personality to change. And plus, the thing about it is, thank you so much for the gifts and thank you for the roses. Her personality, I didn't want her personality to change. And then plus, this was about almost 30 years ago. So at that time, they didn't even know what the long-term effects of that drug was. They were just passing it out and peddling it to kids. Oh, take this, take that. People were giving it to their kids, and I could never understand that. And I said, no. We're going to do things that are natural. I said, plus, there was always kids that probably could have used stuff like that back when we were growing up, but they didn't have that, so they didn't get that. So they had to get their shit straight. So what I did for my daughter was I gave her weak coffee because I had a friend that was a pediatric nurse practitioner, and it was a blessing. I was such a bless. I was so blessed for me. And so I asked her, what she thought. And she said, oh, no. She said, give her half coffee, half milk. That's exactly right. Exactly peddling it. But that's right. We know that, and it's like, you buy into that. But it's all kind of things you can do. Sometimes kids just need you to spend some time with them. Sometimes that's what they need. You're right about that. I'm like, no. So when she told me for kids with I guess that they want to put on Ritalin or whatever, I gave her half coffee and half milk and a little bit of sweet creamer, and that's what she drank before she went to school in the morning. And what coffee does is, for adults, coffee is a stimulant, but for kids, it chills them out. So if that's something that you're dealing with one of your children or grandchildren or something, maybe that's something that you could try. Now, I'm not telling you, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I did and what worked for us, because that worked for us. Because my daughter, she graduated from high school and college with honors. Exceptionally brilliant, need to be challenged. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. That's exactly right. And that was one of the things. So what I did also too was I got extra work and stuff for my daughter because she was super brilliant. The girl is a damn genius as far as her mind works. And so I got extra work for her. Like I would get extra pages. I would get these books out of the academic store, and I would print. I would make copies, and I would make them, do those things and stuff extra because I knew that she needed that extra stimulation. She did not like to do sports and stuff like that, even though I made her do some. Because I truly believe that children do better in school if they do extracurricular things and if they're not just doing everything. And y'all do me a favor, share this live out if you're on here and it sounds good to you. But it's like they want to take everything away from, people being accountable for their own kids, and I really, I think even with the school stuff where they're trying to take the Black History out of schools and all that stuff, well, my daddy gave me books and stuff to read even when I was in school about that. I got books and things to read, like I read everything that James Baldwin wrote. I read everything that Richard Wright wrote. These are things that I did when I was in like middle school and high school and stuff like that, because I like to read. But the thing is now you got the internet. We have TikTok now, thank God, where they can learn stuff. They don't have to go and dig through the card catalog like we did when we were coming up. So it's ways that you can teach your own children now. It is a shame that they are doing that kind of stuff in the schools. However, we as parents have to take accountability for our children and their education. And I was big on that. I made sure that, I stayed in good school districts, places where they had good schools, because, when my kids were small, I knew I couldn't really afford to put them in private school. And so I knew that it was just something I had to do. You know what I mean? I had to make sure that they got a good education, because education, if you get a good education, can't nobody take that from you. And it's not even, and it don't even have to do, you never liked school. I love school. I did. But it's not even, it's like, um, they can try to take anything else away, but they can't take away your education, what you learned in your mind. And I made sure and I pushed that, with my kids and stuff like that. But I also, made sure that they did extracurricular stuff and they were in activities and stuff, especially my youngest, because he needed that. And I thank the good Lord every day that I was able to provide that. He played football. He did soccer for, I think, about 7 years for soccer. Did basketball. Did a little what's the other one? T-ball. When he was little, he didn't like baseball after that, so we didn't do any more of that. But and then he ended up doing acting, and so we did a lot of different productions and stuff as he was like a teenager and stuff. So it was things that we had to do. I never liked the traditional way of school. Yeah, and the thing is there's that too. There's that part. You might have kids that, because like my daughter used to say all the time, I don't know why school has to start so early in the morning. That heifer did not like to get up early. I mean, I had to threaten her so she wouldn't miss the bus, because I worked night shift, because I was a nurse for 30 years and I worked night shift. And so I would come home in the morning and make sure everybody was off to school and stuff. Sometimes, I get home late because you never get off on time, not as a nurse ever. You're always late. And so, if I got home and I was late and she was still in the bed, woo, no, it was not really good for her. I mean, like, you got to get up and come on, because I'm taking, dropping you to school or whatever. But yeah, and everybody is different. And that's the thing that we need to understand and know, that, even if you have, like I said, if you got a couple of kids, oh, y'all, hold on. If you got a couple of kids, even, like, These days, people are having like bunches of kids, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 10, whatever. But if you got a couple of kids, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. They're not all the same. Exactly. And they don't take that into account. They don't give a shit, especially about our kids. They don't care. They hope that they don't get educated, because they're scared of us when we get education, y'all. But they just don't. It's like, come on, people, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all. Those of you that are watching me on TikTok, go to my bio and click on my YouTube and make sure you go in there and subscribe, because I have so much good stuff in there. You are so welcome. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about, because typically my husband usually runs this way. I'll ask him what do we want to talk about and stuff. And sometimes it's stuff that we've already, been talking about all week and stuff, and then we'll come on and talk. But I knew this was a subject that I started hearing a lot about, and different things were going on with it. And like I said, my children are all grown, but I still have grandchildren. I have a grandson, and then my husband has a couple, but that's another story. We ain't going to go there. But I have another son that, him and his wife just got married, and so they're saying in a couple of years they'll have us some grandkids. So, we'll have some grandkids. So I consider that and think about that, for other people, because I know it's difficult. I know it is difficult, because I raised 3 children and a whole bunch more. Because my son always had lots of friends, and they would always come on. Yeah, that's going to be a good idea. That is a great idea. That's great. What is your book about? Because I'm actually in the midst of writing one. This one I just got from here, and it is for sale in my bio, and I'm super excited to get into that. But I'm also reading a book that I got from a guy on LinkedIn. He wrote a book about his life, and it is so interesting. He had a lot of trauma, and it's been a page turner, but it's really long. So I got probably about 75 or 80 more pages that I'm gonna finish probably in the next few days. But yeah, and I love to do that too. So like I have a few books. I have written one about my life, which is called Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. And it was my story with my ex. And then I wrote another one. The first one I wrote was in an anthology, and it was called Unchaining Mama, The War on Black America, Living Behind Enemy Lines. Oh God. I hope you connect with me. I don't know what that's for. They said I had a violation, but I'm just showing this book, and I already showed it. The Shadow Work Journal. The Shadow Work Journal. But yeah, I think that's going to be amazing. Make sure you get in touch with me so I can get a copy of that when you finish, because that is going to be good. Unless now, look, if it's going to be like over 300-400 pages, you might want to do some Audible versions, because I like Audibles too. Because I'm telling you, those big books, woo! Sometimes they're a little bit. Oh yes, that's going to be good. September's a good. Well, actually, anytime is a good time to publish your book. Because that's nice, especially if it's something that you've been working on, and that right there is going to be really good. I love the title. Yes, please make sure you put it in Audibles, because that is my favorite way to read books. Even though, like I said, I'm reading this one on the Kindle, and then I'm about to start working on this shadow work journal. So if you guys are interested in shadow work, it looks like this one is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. And you can get it in my TikTok shop. So it's in my TikTok shop. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be so good. It's going to help you to integrate all that stuff, because we all have shadows and things that we are working on, whether we realize it or not. Typically we work on them all the time. Like this one, I'm looking at anxiety and anger. This one asks, what makes you angry and why does it make you angry, and how do you cope with your anger? That's that. And I guess that is where you can write in there. But I think that's so neat that they've got, let's see, change. Change is a natural constant. Sometimes change is optional. Do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Why? How well do you handle change? And those are good questions. Good questions. Good questions to ask yourself. Yes, I touch on lynching, redlining, slavery after slavery, the use of meaning. That's going to be so good. I cannot wait to read that. Oh my God. Like I said, I hope you do it on Audibles. But that's going to be good because those are things that, we need to talk about because those are things that are still going on. They might not always be hanging from the trees, but lynching can go a whole bunch of different type of ways. And I'm sure that's probably something that you're going to mention in your book is that, lynching is not just hanging from the tree, but, it's hanging your ass out to dry when you're at a job, things like that. Yeah. So this has been fun, y'all, and I have enjoyed all of these interactions, and I thank y'all for all the likes. I appreciate y'all for the gifts. Thank you for my number one gifter, which is Be Excellence. I appreciate you, and make sure that you're following Be Excellence and everybody else on here. Make sure you follow each other. This way, oh my God, yeah, I can imagine that. He said they just lynched this boy in Alabama. It's getting no coverage. Yeah, they're not gonna cover that because they don't want people to know that. They want to keep that under the cover. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And make sure everybody that you're following Be Excellence because that book is going to be fire. I already feel it and I can see it and I'm already speaking it for you. I know it's going to be good because that stuff needs to be talked about. We need to talk about it because it's still happening, and there's no reason behind that. We've built this country, so there's no reason behind all of the hate and all the evilness and all that stuff. Let that shit go. It's time for that stuff to die with all the rest of that stuff. Let it go. Let it go. It's just time. And also make sure that you are, watching out for your kids and not letting these people put them on all kinds of drugs and stuff like that. Because you know what I tell them? I said, I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do like thank you so much. I'm gonna do like what's her name? Nancy Reagan. Just say no. Just say no. Just say no. Now before you get crazy, I'm not a fan of her, but I do like that just say no thing. You know. Just say no to drugs. That's what we're gonna do. Legal or otherwise. We're just not doing it. All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all's time. I thank you for hanging out with me. Be excellent. I appreciate you. Definitely, I'll follow you back if I'm not. Let me see. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I followed you as well. Appreciate everybody for just hanging out and being here. And like I said, I'll be back again on this week Sunday service. My husband will probably be back, so he so he can talk about some more stuff because we had some stuff we wanted to talk about together. So I didn't want to broach on that. I want to allow him to come in since he's enjoying doing this as well. So thank you so much for joining. And if you guys make sure that you're following me because I'm doing some wonderful things, and make sure y'all go to YouTube and click on my YouTube and subscribe there so that you can see all the stuff that's going on over there, because a lot of the stuff that's over there is not over here. Because I do have my show Straight Outta Savannah where I interview spiritual entrepreneurs who are changing the planet. So that is on there as well. So I appreciate all of you guys, and make sure that you go to my TikTok shop and grab this shadow work journal, because I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. I can already tell just by some of the things as I scan through the book. Because like I said, I just got it today. So I was like, oh my God, it's so nice. So make sure you go and check that out in the TikTok shop and grab you one. And grab one for somebody that that needs to deal with their shadows. Because so many of us need to. We got to deal with our shadows. We have to. It's just going to help you in life. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be back on again tomorrow on TikTok for sure. Tuesday and Thursday on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday. And then Wednesdays I'm on Facebook with my partner Megan Marie. Ebony and Ivory on spiritual growth. So watch us there on Facebook. But make sure that you go to my YouTube channel and give me some support there and some love. And I appreciate all of you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. But I will definitely be back again on tomorrow. And I'll actually put a thing and let you guys know what the schedule is, because I want to come in and give some intuitive guidance. See if I can help some people out with some things, some issues that they're having in their life. So if that is something that you desire, make sure that you follow me so that you can see when I come back on. And then also, if you want a private healing session, I do healing sessions, energy work sessions. I also do private readings. I call them angel intuitive readings. So if those is anything that you would like to do, make sure that you send me a message and let me know what you're interested in. We can have a chat about it if you need to, and let's get it together. Or you can just go to the link in my bio and go to the link tree and find something that you like, because most of that stuff is in the link tree. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.